Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about learning and changing, and the belief that we can learn and change beyond some of our maybe old thoughts. How many of us feel alive, vibrant, ready to run out 10 miles, ready to play chess game, vibrant minds? How many of us feel like that tonight?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Now, if you feel that good right now, with some of the stuff that we're going to talk about tonight, take yourself from there to here.
All right.
And it's neurologically possible, it's physically possible, and it's not that hard. This information has been collected and published by, he's becoming a famous doctor, Norman Dodge, and what he's done is taken a look at the brain and how the brain interacts with our physiology and how our physiology interacts with our brain. This is a picture of your brain. I left a handout on the table. Now we have technical words like neocortex, limbic system, and reptilian complex. For me, that all means the Three Stooges, Larry, Moe, and Curly. Okay? And this is something that's been very exciting for me as I enter this process in learning, is that this author, Dr. Dodge, is a specialist in internal medicine, preventative health care, psychiatrist, and a researcher, and he makes it simple and enjoyable. Now let's look a little closer about what's in one of his books called The Brain That Changes Itself. He focuses in on neuroplasticity. What he's talking about is that the brain grows, changes. It's plastic. It's not fixed. Like many of us have been taught, you're born with all the marbles you got. And we all remember back in 4th grade, or somebody said, yeah, when everybody was in line in heaven, they said, who wants brains? And you thought they said, who wants a train? You said, no, I don't want one. But the idea is that even if you thought it was trains and you didn't want one, and you got at least half of one, you can actually get it to grow. For example, there was a woman born with half of a brain, and she was able to take half that brain and grow to make it work as a whole. Now physically it didn't expand. Maybe a little bit. Again, I'm not a science researcher here. But the fact of the matter is, she was able to get that brain that she had to work with her physiology and have it work as a whole. Another example. Blind people. Now when we talk about blind, that doesn't mean totally blind. But people with vision problems are able to do exercises and be able to see better. Stroke patients recovering exponentially better and greater than if they did not do some of the exercises that have been discovered and published in this document here. The brain that changes itself. Now let's take a look at our chart. 3 simple charts. The first one, I like to call this the average American male. Started about, well, again, it's at 40 years old to 76. That's our average age at birth. At this point, we start and feel healthy at about 40 in this chart. And we drop down 76 miserably. If we take a look at these 3 books here, Younger Next Year, Younger Next Year, Younger Next Year. What we're looking at here is the molecular biology of growth and decay to show how our minds were evolved and how exercises can enable us to be stronger and younger next year. By doing 6 simple things that are outlined in these books. For example, exercise 6 days a week, an hour a day, and it's simple. All you have to do is walk, as explained. Eat. We all know what to eat. We learn what to eat in 3rd grade. But eat less, more often a day. Connect. Connect with other people. This relates back to the mind and the inner functions of the mind and how it relates to our physiology, making us feel better and stronger. And a critical one is passion. Become passionate about something that invigorates feeling in you, and it gives you direction. That takes us from 40 and literally straightens the curve out for our health and our well-being at a much higher level graphically. Now, for 95% of us, we can literally jump the curve up and knock time and age off of our bodies and minds. We can think better, we can think clearer, we can feel stronger, and we can do miraculous things. The advanced training in there is available in some cases for $15.95, and the brain changes itself. I encourage all of us to take a step and learn and change and have some fun with it. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.